Hi, I'm bringing to you today 7-layer salad. It is absolutely a very simple recipe to do and delicious. So let's get started with the recipe. And if you want to hang out with me just a little bit after the recipe, I'm going to show you some of my tips and tricks that I do with this. So let's get started. You're going to start with 1.5 heads of iceberg lettuce. So I chopped it finely because I like my salads to have like bite-sized pieces. So your first layer in your bowl will be of the salad or the lettuce. And you just lightly put that in there. Next, what comes is a package of frozen green beans. So you just kind of zhuzh your package a little bit. And then what's left, you're just gonna kind of break it up so it's evenly creating a layer here. So I have that next. Then we're gonna have a head of cauliflower. And again, make sure you kind of cut that up into bite-sized pieces, not too large. Because actually by the time you go in and bite all this, we just want it to be real nice and more on the smaller side. So I have that in. So far I've got my 3 layers. I will show you, I'm making my variation as I go along with this. You do grill your bacon to crispy and then cut it into bite-sized pieces, and then you would sprinkle that on top. My son is coming in and he's vegan, so I'm actually making this recipe vegan. But in the normal recipe, you would have, after your cauliflower, your bacon cut into like bite-sized pieces. So that would go on next. And then what you do is 1/2 cup of mayonnaise and 1/2 cup of Miracle Whip. But my little variation is I'm usually vegan mayonnaise right now. So I'm just gonna put this on top. And what you're trying to do is just smooth out a very nice layer. I'm using about, I'd say 1 cup. But depending on the size of your bowl, you might need to go in and get a little bit more than 1 cup. So just kind of work with it a little bit, but it is about 1 cup. But with this size bowl, the width of this is a little bit bigger than I normally do. So it looks like I'm probably gonna use about 1.5 cups. So I just wanna get a very nice layer spread out. And once you get it working, you just take the back of a spatula and just slowly work it so that you almost create a seal onto the lettuce that's below it. The great thing with this is this lettuce itself stays really crisp because it's on the first layer, and then all this will start marinating for your top. So this is actually going to sit in the refrigerator for a day. So it's great for meal prep, especially like Thanksgiving, which is why I'm doing this right now, that it can be made ahead the day before, and then you're not worrying about making a salad while you're preparing the rest of your meals. So as you can see, I've just slowly been kind of working my mayonnaise around here, so take your time. So I probably, like I said, with this size bowl, this is just a little bit bigger than I normally use. So I probably have about more of 1.5 cups. And again, it's usually 1/2 mayonnaise, 1/2 Miracle Whip. You could, by all means, go all mayonnaise, all Miracle Whip, but the two together really are really good. But again, I'm going vegan this time, so I just have vegan mayonnaise going in here. And I love the taste of the vegan mayonnaise, so it has a really good flavor to it. So as you can see, I just slowly worked on the back of my spatula here, just worked it around for your dressing. Then what you're gonna do is you take your Hidden Valley Ranch dry season mix. So we're just gonna open it up and you sprinkle that just lightly over your mayonnaise mixture. So you're gonna use the whole packet for this amount that I have here. Then we're gonna take some fresh Parmesan. And I venture to say I'd probably go about 1/4 cup on here. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little fresh Parmesan, and you are done. So I'm actually gonna just put saran wrap over this and get in the refrigerator, and tomorrow I'm just gonna toss it and it'll be absolutely fabulous. So I hope that helps. Please let me know if you have any questions. But if you wanna stay with me, I'm gonna just tell you a couple little variations, which I've already kind of told you about, but I'll tell you a few more. So I did talk about it being for vegan. So what you would do is eliminate your bacon for the vegan version of this. I do know that they have kind of like a vegan bacon kind of thing. You could add something like that if you wanted. I honestly, and the bacon, believe me, makes this fantastic, but I never found that it really changed my recipe enough that I felt like I still would not make this, whether I do bacon or not do bacon, or use my, any other, the Miracle Whips or anything like that. The bacon does perk it up a little bit, but not enough for me to worry that I still will absolutely love this salad. The other thing I would tell you too, I have, because we're not real bacon people here, I have used the bacon bits. The only difference that I would do if I use the prepared bacon bits is when I mixed my mayonnaise and Miracle Whip together, put your bacon bits inside of that before you go spreading that out. You need a little bit of moisture with the bacon bits. So if you're gonna use the bacon bits for a little cheat, go ahead and mix that inside your Miracle Whip and your mayonnaise mixture before you spread that out over here. And those are a couple little variations you can do. I also wanted to tell you, if you wanted to do, and I will have the printable version on my website, if you wanted to take half of this, you're just gonna cut the recipe in half. This serves in, I'm gonna say 6 to 8 people. When we have always served this, it's not like we're doing big bowls of this. This is more like a little side dish for our Thanksgiving dinner, or if I'm doing it. So I'm probably just giving somebody a very small version of a salad. If you were gonna make this more as a main meal and add like chicken to it or things like that, I would probably guess you're gonna be more in the closer range of 4 to 6 people on this. So if that kind of helps you gather this, or cut the recipe in half if there's only a couple of you. But it's a really good salad, and it's very simple to make. I do know, I wanted to share with you too, head lettuce has been changing through the years, and it's definitely have gotten smaller. So when I say 1.5 head lettuces, it's about 10 cups, if that can give you a little bit better of a help with it. I also love to add arugula in mine. So sometimes I'll mix some head lettuce and arugula. Sometimes I've done the spring mixes that you can get at the grocery store that are already kind of done. I just do another chop on those because I really do like that I'm not really cutting this up, and the bite-sized pieces of the salad will be good, or the lettuce. So the spring mix works really well. The iceberg does have a little bit more crispness to it, which makes the salad really good. But believe me, like, I love my spring mixes where they have a variety in there. So I've also done this that way too. Traditionally, this recipe has been where it has to marinate for a day. Honestly, I have done it many a times where I have not marinated it all day. There has really not been, not enough of a difference for me to feel like I missed out on that 24-hour marinade. What it does do though for me, why I like that I know the salad can sit for 24 hours, is I love it for prepping for a day ahead, for something that I know maybe I'm making a bigger meal on something and I don't want to worry about making this that day. So that's why I really love this, that it could absolutely sit in your refrigerator for 24 hours. So you can make some variances in here if you want to, like I said, just use this more as a normal salad. I've also just done it this way, maybe in the morning or things like that. I do like it for it to sit a few days, because when this gets back in the refrigerator, I want to get it really cold, because it's really good being real super cold and then mixing it right at the time of dinner. So that's about the only thing. I do like at least a few hours in the refrigerator before I serve it. So I'm gonna wrap this up with saran wrap and get it in the refrigerator. Another thing, especially if you've bought your cauliflower and your lettuce, I love to make mini salads of this. Sometimes I'll just make this recipe up but I have about 5 jars of my mason jars, and I make mini salads. And what's great is you can then just shake it up. You still will layer your mason jar the same way I did that. The trick to when they have all those meal preps for these mason jars is that the lettuce is not touching your, and I'm gonna say liquid, but your dressing. So you would still put in just about your amount of lettuce, layer of cauliflower. So I usually just lay out about 5 of these mason jars and just spread this evenly over. And that lasts in the refrigerator for a good week. So these are really good grabs for making it or taking it to work or things like that, because I used to take a lot of salads to work. So I love to do that, the same exact recipe. So I hope you enjoy this. And again, if you have any questions, love to hear them, and have a great day. Bye-bye.